I'm Gory G. After a bit of an absence, I'm back. Now everyone knows the name of Alfred Hitchcock, but do you know the name William Castle? Castle made films in the 30s and the 40s, but it wasn't until the 1950s that Castle all but rivaled Alfred Hitchcock. No longer making film noir or westerns, Castle directed a movie in 1958 called Macabre. It was a horror film. After that, it was when Castle met with Vincent Price on a day when Price had been passed over for a role for another movie. Then, while over coffee, Castle described the premise of a picture he was making. Price liked the idea so much, it led to a two-picture deal.
I'm Vincent Price, and you're invited to my party in the house on Haunted Hill, where so far the ghosts have murdered only 7 people. So won't you come and make it 8? Mysterious pools of blood dripping from the ceiling. The walls move slowly in against you. Don't try to escape, you can't. The ghosts are waiting, so won't you join me in the house on Haunted Hill? Hurry, or you'll be late for your own funeral.
The House on Haunted Hill was such a large box office draw that Alfred Hitchcock even noticed, which led to him making his own low-budget horror film, Psycho, in 1960. You may have heard of that one. It's a little bit well known. Our story is of eccentric millionaire Frederick Loren, who has rented a Gothic stone house on a hill overlooking Los Angeles for a haunted house party. The party is being thrown by and for his 4th wife, Annabelle. Loren is played by Vincent Price. Where does one begin talking about Vincent Price? He is a horror and Hollywood icon, a legend through any person that knows anything from, it could be a comedy, drama, and of course horror. Price is phenomenal. And I'll just say that his performance in this film literally encapsulates the film persona that we all associate with Price. The wife Annabelle is played by actress Carol O'Mart. She was in countless TV shows from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. O'Mart was also in the cult favorite Spider Baby with the late great Sid Haig.
American General Pictures imprisons you in a bloody web of terror. Spider Baby, starring Spider Baby and Lon Chaney. For the horror thrill of your life, see Spider Baby from American General Pictures.
During the opening credits, 5 people arrive to the house, being driven in funeral cars. A very nice touch.
This is Lance Schroeder, a test pilot, so no doubt a brave man. But don't you think you can be much braver if you're paid for it?
Lance is played by actor Richard Long. He starred in many, many films and TV shows from the 40s until the 70s. Too many for me to mention. And also had a starring role in a sitcom called The Nanny and the Professor.
Soft and sweet, wise and wonderful, who are mystical, magical Nanny.
This is Ruth Bridges. You've no doubt read her column in the newspapers. She says her reason for coming to the party is to write a feature article on ghosts. She is also desperate for money.
Ruth is played by Julie Mitchum. She is the older sister of legendary actor Robert Mitchum. Julie only had 8 acting credits to her name, with a small role in the film The Ten Commandments.
This is Dr. David Trent, a psychiatrist. He claims that my ghost will help his work on hysteria. But don't you see a little touch of greed there, around the mouth and eyes?
Dr. Trent is played by Australian actor Alan Marshall. He was in many films, including Life After the Thin Man, and many TV shows during the 50s, including Alfred Hitchcock Presents.
Watson Pritchard, a man living in mortal fear of a house, and yet he is risking his life to spend another night here. I wonder why. He says for money.
Pritchard is played by Elijah Cook Jr. He is a prolific character actor that has 218 credits under his belt, with such films as The Maltese Falcon and as a creepy doorman in I Wake Up Screaming. He was also in Stephen King's miniseries Salem's Lot.
Hello, Harry.
Hello, Miss Lynn.
I thought you'd gone away.
I just went over to Brooklyn to see my parents. I didn't realize it would cause such a fuss. I explained everything to the cops.
Oh, I thought...
Well, you shouldn't have thought that, Miss Lynn. You know I wouldn't do a thing like that, don't you?
Yes. I'm moving. I've come for Vicky's things.
Yes, I know. The superintendent told me you were coming. I have everything here, all packed and ready to go.
But who packed them?
I did.
Well, you shouldn't have done that. You should have gotten permission.
Well, I wanted to help. I thought it might be of some help. Was the funeral nice?
It was very quiet. There wasn't anybody there except me.
I wanted to come.
Why didn't you?
I didn't think it was my place.
This is Nora Manning. I picked her from the thousands of people who work for me because she needed the 10,000 more than most. Supports her whole family. Isn't she pretty?
Lastly, we have our protagonist, Nora. Carolyn Craig is the actress, and she played mostly in TV, and she got her first film role in the movie Giant with James Dean. Tragically, in December of 1970, she died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. It's a tragic end to an actress that should have had a better career. Now, all of the guests have been chosen by Lauren because they either want or need the sum of $10,000 which he is offering, for they can stay one night in the house. Now, I know $10,000 doesn't seem like a whole lot of money, but in 1959, it's equal to $89,000 in 2020. So yeah, I'd be staying too. Just saying. After the guests have gathered inside of the home, Frederick enters, introducing himself, and claims that he invited them to spend one night in the house, with the stipulation that all doors will be locked at midnight, allowing for no escape. He then explains the rules of the party, and gives each of the guests a .45 caliber pistol for protection.
We will all have to stay in this house until 8 o'clock in the morning. But we have some party favors for you in these little coffins. This is my wife's idea. I must say, I think it's rather dangerous. I suppose you all know how to use one of these things, but in case you don't, you just press down on this lever with your thumb and then pull the trigger. You see, they're loaded.
These are no good against the dead, only the living.
That's what I said. Now, I don't want to give too much away because there are many twists to come through the movie, and I won't spoil it for you. But not all is what it seems in this house. That's the only clue I'm going to give you. So, thank you again for coming back to the crypt. I know I've been away for a while, but there's a lot of things that have happened in this world, and yes, they affect the crypt as well. So, goodbye, and I'm Gory G. See you again next time.